on the road again.
To Johnny.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
To Patsy.
Crazy.
To Dolly.
Jolene, Jolene.
All the classic country music to start your Sunday morning. You bring the hash browns, and I'll bring the Hank.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Friday, January 31st, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo, and here's what's happening. Las Vegas Metro is currently investigating a fraud scheme that impacted a local Las Vegas community, and News 25 has the details.
On January 30th at approximately 8:27 a.m., Las Vegas Metro Communications received a call in reference to a disturbance at the front of a business located at the 3100 block of East Sunset Road in Las Vegas. Numerous individuals were gathered in front of a business and were visibly upset, according to witnesses. Arriving officers contacted the individuals and learned that they had been victims of a fraudulent scam. Las Vegas Metro financial crimes detectives responded and took over the investigation.
Officers went out to the business complex and noticed that there was a large gathering of individuals that were clearly upset over being victims of a fraud that had occurred inside of the business. At that time, our financial crimes detectives responded to the scene and are currently conducting an investigation. What I can tell you about that investigation is the following. On January 21st, 2025, an online ad was posted for third-party delivery drivers to work for Amazon doing delivery services. As part of the ad, the victims involved responded to the business behind me in the 3100 block of East Sunset Road, where they were directed to fill out a application and provide a $200 application fee. Those application fees were paid in several different forms, whether through cash, credit card, or check. And the applicants or the victims were then given a future interview date to return to the business. Today, several of our victims returned to the business and found that the business had been vacated by the persons involved. And at that time, they believed that they were victims of a scam and spread the information about the scam through social media, which caused a large number of other victims to arrive at the business, creating the call for service.
Anyone who has been a victim of this scam or has information on this incident is urged to contact the detectives at 702-828-3483, or you can send an email to financialcrimes@lvmpd.com.
More news now as the investigation advances regarding the nation's deadliest aviation catastrophe in more than 2 decades. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the city with details from the U.S. Department of Defense.
As more facts unfold following Wednesday evening's fatal mid-air aviation collision between an American Airlines regional jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter over the Potomac River just outside of Washington, D.C., America's newest Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, offered the following update from the nation's capital. Let's hear his latest remarks.
The Army unit involved was Bravo Company 12th Aviation Battalion at Fort Belvoir. It was an annual proficiency training flight. And when we look at the crew, and not all can have been notified, so we're going to withhold ranks and names at this point. We do know on our side who was involved It was a fairly experienced crew, and that was doing a required annual night evaluation.
Fort Belvoir is founded on the banks of the Potomac River, adjacent to historic Mount Vernon, and is approximately 20 miles south of Washington, D.C.
They did have night vision goggles. The 12th Aviation Battalion, as of now, is granted a 48-hour operational pause on contingency missions as what happened is reviewed, and a senior-level aviation team, an investigative team from our Aviation Safety Center, was deployed and already is in Washington, D.C. to investigate what's going on.
Of the tragedy, Trump penned earlier today, quote, "The Black Hawk helicopter was flying too high by a lot. It was far above the 200-foot limit. That's not really too complicated to understand, is it?"
We anticipate that the investigation will quickly be able to determine whether the aircraft was in the corridor and at the right altitude at the time of the incident. It's a tragedy, a horrible loss of life for those 64 souls on that civilian airliner, and of course, the 3 soldiers in that Black Hawk. They're in our prayers, their families and their communities.
The National Transportation Safety Board is spearheading the aviation investigation in collaboration with the U.S. Army and Federal Aviation Administration.
It's gone from a rescue mission to a recovery mission, and we're with all the first responders that are moving actively too. So at the Defense Department, our thoughts and prayers go out. We are actively investigating to find out what happened and why, and as we get updates, you will have them. God bless.
We will continue to offer the latest facts of the D.C. aviation tragedy as they roll out. Reporting from Clark County, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Thank you very much, Maria. President Donald Trump has signed the Laken-Riley Act into law, his first act of his second term. During a worldwide support during the signing ceremony, Laken-Riley's mother also spoke, sharing her emotional message, and News 25's Roy Rossell has the full story.
President Donald Trump signed his first piece of legislation into law on Wednesday, a bill named after Laken Riley, a Georgia nursing student who was tragically killed in a violent crime. The Laken Riley Act mandates detention of unauthorized immigrants accused of theft or violent crimes. The bill received strong bipartisan support from both sides of the House and Senate, highlighting a rare moment of cooperation in Congress. This law aims to ensure that individuals who were accused of serious crimes, regardless of their immigration status, face detention while legal proceedings are taking place. This legislation is seen as a part of Trump's broader efforts to tighten immigration policies and reinforce law enforcement efforts. Laken Riley's mother, who was present during the ceremony, spoke emotionally about her daughter's life and the loss her family has endured. Her advocacy for this bill was a key factor in its passage.
In a few moments, the Laken-Riley Act will become the very first bill that I proudly sign into law as the 47th President of the United States.
I thank President Trump for the promises he made to us. He said he would secure our borders and that he would never forget about Laken. And he hasn't. He's a man of his word. We trust that he will fight for the American people. There's no amount of change that will ever bring back our precious Laken. Our hope moving forward is that her life saves lives.
Laken was a brilliant and beautiful 22-year-old nursing student from Georgia. To her parents and family, she was everything in the world. Laken was attacked, beaten, brutalized, and murdered by an illegal alien gang member who was set loose into our country by the last administration. We will keep Laken's memory alive with today's action. Her name will also live forever in the laws of our country. Under the law I'm signing today, the Department of Homeland Security will be required to detain all illegal aliens who have been arrested. In addition, for the first time ever in this act, gives state governments the ability to sue the federal government if any future administration ever again refuses to enforce the immigration laws of the United States. This is something that has brought Democrats and Republicans together. That's not easy to do. Laken did it. Laken did it. This horrific atrocity should never have been allowed to happen. And as president, I'm fighting every single day to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again.
The Laken-Riley Act reflects a continued push for stricter immigration controls and tougher penalties for those accused of serious crimes, particularly in cases involving unauthorized immigrants.
More stories coming up, including President Trump's tariffs that will take effect starting tomorrow. You're watching News 25.
In a wreck? Need a check?
In a wreck?
Need a check?
In a wreck? Need a check?
Hurt in a wreck and need a check? We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Horizon Markets are a one-stop shop for convenience. Are you wanting to enjoy a hot cup of coffee and a pastry? Needing some fuel? Or want a simple refreshment or snack? Come visit one of our 6 Horizon Market locations near you. We also have the loosest slots around town with over $1 million in payouts. You will get Pahrumph's hometown value, where convenience and low prices meet. So no matter who you are, you'll find your Horizon in Pahrump.
I've always wanted a big family, but one moment can change your whole entire life.
Patients who have early stage rectal cancer require typically 3 treatment modalities: chemotherapy, chemo with radiation, and then surgery. Infertility is really inevitable with radiation.
We decided to test the hypothesis that patients with a certain genetic alteration, that alteration would prime them for response to immunotherapy.
So our idea was, could we move immunotherapy into early stage disease and basically get away with just immunotherapy alone?
After my 9th treatment, my tumor had completely disappeared.
And that was the best day of my life.
You were in my belly.
Gorgeous, Ellie.
Thank you so much. It's because of you.
Oh my God.
Without Stand Up to Cancer, this research and these results would not have been possible.
Help push cancer research further at standuptocancer.org/cures.
1 in 6 Black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime, and we're more than twice as likely to die from the disease.
But when it's caught early, it's highly treatable.
For more than 30 years, PCF has funded cutting-edge research, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org/knowyourrisk today to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself.
It's your health. It's your life.
Wounded Warrior Project empowers post-9/11 veterans and their families with life-changing programs and services.
I faced my PTSD, and I'm a better husband and father because of it.
We help warriors get the expert care and support to thrive.
I got involved. I got healthier. I got to be an athlete again.
Through our programs, community, and advocacy, we're proving
anything is possible.
Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/together.
$10 million in a pedestrian accident, $5 million in a car accident. These are just a few of our recent results.
Hurt in a wreck and need a check? We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Starting tomorrow, February 1st, new tariffs will take effect on goods coming from Mexico, Canada, and China. News 25 has more on how these tariffs aim to combat the crisis and their impact on trade.
Starting Saturday, February 1st, President Donald Trump will place a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico and 10% tariff on China on imported goods.
I was just with the president in the Oval Office, and I can confirm that tomorrow, the February 1st deadline that President Trump put into place at a statement several weeks ago continues. The president will be implementing tomorrow a 25% tariffs on Mexico, 25% tariffs on Canada, and a 10% tariff on China for the illegal fentanyl that they have sourced and allowed to distribute into our country, which has killed tens of millions of Americans. These are promises made and promises kept by the president.
On Friday, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said, "We're ready with a response, a purposeful, forceful, but reasonable, immediate response. It's not what we want, but if he moves forward, we will also act." According to Trudeau, tariffs would have a disastrous consequence for the U.S., putting American jobs at risk and causing prices to rise. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum also commented on Friday, saying that Mexico has a Plan A, Plan B, and a Plan C for what the United States government decides. She went on to say, "Now it is very important that the Mexican people know that we are always going to defend the dignity of our people. We are always going to defend the respect of our sovereignty and dialogue between equals, as we have always said, without subordination." According to a study from the Peterson Institute for International Economics, a 25% tariff on Mexico would be catastrophic. Mexico's economic decline caused by the tariff could increase the incentives for Mexican immigrants to cross the border illegally into the U.S.
More news now. This weekend brings our top Silver State STEM students to North Las Vegas for the exciting 2025 Nevada Science Bowl. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the city once again with the specifics.
Tomorrow morning, right here in Las Vegas, leading local Nevada students are set to compete to gain a seat at this year's U.S. Department of Energy's National Science Bowl, which reigns as the largest and most prestigious science competition nationwide. Now let's dive into all the details. The 2025 Nevada Science Bowl kicks off Saturday, February 1st, highlighting student talent in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, otherwise known as STEM. Now in its 34th year, the academic competition is comprised of 118 students spanning 20 regional high schools. First prize recipients will advance to the U.S. Department of Energy's Science Bowl, taking place in Washington, D.C. in April, along with a $5,000 award. In addition, the top 12 teams will gain cash prizes for their school's science and math departments. Tomorrow's competition is being held at the College of Southern Nevada, North Las Vegas campus, beginning at 7:30 a.m. Sponsors of this year's Nevada Science Bowl include the U.S. Department of Energy, National Nuclear Security Administration Nevada Field Office, Mission Support and Test Services LLC, and Environmental Management Nevada Environmental Programs Services. We'll be sure to announce this year's Nevada Science Bowl champ. Reporting from Clark County and getting it over that hump, to all my people in the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Thanks again, Maria. In a major healthcare development, the FDA has officially approved a new medication aimed at treating moderate to severe pain, which could change the future for patients who are seeking relief instead of turning to opioids.
Yesterday, January 30th, the FDA approved suzetrigine, a new non-opioid painkiller sold as Jornavix, to treat moderate to severe short-term pain. Experts believe it could reduce the need for addictive opioids after surgeries. Suzetrigine works by targeting sodium channels, which are critical for transmitting pain signals. When you experience pain, like touching a hot stove, sodium molecules rush into nerve cells, sending a signal through the nervous system to the brain. Suzetrigine blocks a specific channel called NaV1.8, which is found only in pain nerves. By stopping the signal before it reaches the brain, it avoids the risk of addiction that comes with opioids, which act directly in the brain. In trials after tummy tuck and bunion surgeries, suzetrigine reduced pain by 50%, similar to opioids, without serious side effects. Some patients combined it with ibuprofen, suggesting it may work even better alongside common pain relievers. Doctors say the approval is a major step in pain management, but more studies are needed to confirm its long-term safety. While it isn't approved for chronic pain, suzetrigine could give patients a safer option to control pain and reduce opioid prescriptions.
Okay, well, the Vegas Golden Knights, back-to-back games they've lost in overtime. They've got a tough one coming up Sunday afternoon in New York against the Rangers. Mikey has that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights in action last night. They welcomed the Columbus Blue Jackets. Here's how it went. First period, Thomas Hertl with number 20 on the season. Bring it in. Still in the first period, chaos in front of the net. Fantilli stuffs it in. No scoring in the second and the third period, so it looks like we need
overtime.
Call the authorities. Jack Johnson steals the puck from Pietrangelo. On the breakaway. Rebound. Sellinger with the winning goal. Golden Knights play the Rangers in New York this Sunday. WWE has unveiled the schedule for 3 high-profile events in Las Vegas during the weekend of WrestleMania 41. Friday Night SmackDown will start things off on Friday, April 18th, followed by NXT Stand and Deliver on Saturday, April 19th. Monday Night Raw will conclude the run on Monday, April 21st. A landmark event will bring 2 storied programs to Allegiant Stadium this fall. Grambling State and Jackson State will face off in the inaugural Las Vegas HBCU Classic on October 25th. And Pahrump Valley Trojan boys basketball are at Doral Red Rock Academy today. JV is in progress. Varsity at 5:30. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Coming up, it's a big night at a local casino. A local will be driving home in a new Jeep. You're watching News 25.
It's a new year, and it's time to start something new with Saïda Trudeau. Starting now and all month long, we are celebrating the new year with incredible savings on every new vehicle in stock. I'm talking about every leftover 2024 Ram 1500, 2500, and 1-ton. Every new 2024 and 2025 Jeep Compass and Grand Cherokee. You can save big on all new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4xEs. We have Nye County's largest inventory, but if you don't see what you're looking for, let us do the legwork for you and find the right one for you. Our professional locators have years of experience locating the vehicle of your dreams. At Saïda Trudeau, we don't use the bait and switch tactics. We treat you like a friend and a neighbor. Come see the difference for yourself with the Start Something New sales event going on now at Saïda Trudeau, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, your original hometown dealer.
Change can be scary, as if your life's been turned upside down. But it comes with growth and a sense of freedom, much like the openness of the American road. We always arrive where we are meant to be, riding on the shoulders of those before us and preserving the core values that led us on our journey. Join Touchstone Energy Cooperatives in celebrating the power of human connections.
Hi, I'm attorney Jonathan Nelson of J.K. Nelson Law. We've been honored to be recognized by Best of Las Vegas and receive the Best Attorney in Pahrump for the past 4 years running. Awards are great, but helping clients get the money they deserve is why we're in business. After you've been injured in an auto accident, it's important not to listen to the insurance companies. Give us a call today, 775-727-9900. With offices in Pahrump, Southwest Vegas, and Summerlin, our team is here ready to fight for you for the money you're entitled to. So give us a call today.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. The Pahrump Nugget continues to amaze with big wins, and tonight, one lucky player will be driving off in a brand new car. News 25's Kaylee Bentler has the story.
Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino is making headlines by becoming the only casino in town to give away 3 cars in 3 months. Tonight at 8:30 p.m., one lucky player will win a brand new 2025 Jeep Compass Sport, with the giveaway made possible through a partnership with Saïda Trudeau. While the vehicle on display offers a glimpse of what's up for grabs, the final model and color may differ. The giveaway is part of the Nugget's ongoing effort to reward its True Rewards members. Participants earn entries by accumulating points through gaming activities, including slots, video poker, and table games, as well as through bingo buy-ins and dining at local favorites like Stockman Steakhouse and Golden Harvest Cafe. For those who don't win tonight, the opportunity continues. Additional drawings will be held on the last Fridays of February and March, with all entries restarting each month to give everyone a fair chance. Community members are encouraged to come witness the excitement tonight at 8:30 p.m. at The Nugget, located on Highway 160. For more information, visit PahrumpNugget.com.
Okay, good luck from all of us here at News 25. We'll be covering the person that wins it later. And here's Mikey to tell us what's cooking this Sunday morning on Classic Country Breakfast on the radio side on Ace Country Radio and streaming on Channel 25.8 and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Howdy. When I'm out milking the oats, I like to take the Ace Country Radio app with me. You can too. Download it today. It's free. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, born on January 30th, Norma Jean, we'll celebrate her. Born on February 1st, Don Everly. Also born on February 1st, Del McCurry. Born on February 2nd, Howard Bellamy. In the Not an Oldie But a Goodie segment, my special guest, Bertie Nichols, calls the show to talk about how she uses the history of the West for inspiration in her music.
The history of the American West is just so rich, and it's full of like notable cowboys, lawmen, and a bunch of different like gunslingers, but unfortunately not a lot of people nowadays really remember a lot of that history. We don't typically talk about it very much. And so I wanted to write a song more about where I'm from, kind of about me, but also about the American West itself.
Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio, streaming at Channel 25.8, and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
This is the Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam Mount Charleston, right outside studios here in Pahrump. Now, the weather story is the warm-up coming. Sunday and Monday, mid-70s. Get out your shorts. Ladies, get that sundress. Kaylee has the forecast in a bit.
Thank you, Pahrump, for making the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza #1 in vehicle sales and service once again. We'd like to return the favor. So right now, current Chevy owners can get up to $3,000 in additional savings on some of our most popular SUVs. What's that, you say? You don't own a Chevy? Well, trade in any 2011 or newer vehicle and receive an extra $2,500 off of some of our hottest selling new half-ton trucks from Chevrolet and GMC. Plus, we have low financing options, deep discounts, and other incentives, all to go the extra mile in saying thank you. We love you, Pahrump.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Kaylee Bentler in the News 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out our regional weather. Up in Fernley, we saw 52, 54 in Fallon, 49-degree weather twins for Carson City and Tonopah, 47 Goldfield, 57 Beatty, 62 Amargosa, 59 Las Vegas, and 72 in Death Valley. But over in our paradise of Pahrump, we are seeing overcast skies at 58 degrees. We hit a high of 62 earlier. Winds south-southeast 5 miles per hour, humidity 22%, and the sun rose at 6:45. But we watched it go away this evening at 5:10 p.m. Expect humidity at 37%, winds east-southeast 5 miles per hour with a low of 38, and those clouds are sticking around. Let's check out our weekend. Tomorrow on Saturday, those clouds are still in the sky at 67 degrees. Sunday gives us sunshine and 74 degrees. But then the wind comes in, seeing 16-mile-an-hour winds for Monday and heavy clouds at 76 degrees. Even more wind, 18 miles per hour and 70 degrees for Tuesday. And then things even out, seeing 67-degree weather twins for Wednesday and Thursday, landing on Friday at 64 degrees and sunshine. And that is your look at the weather. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
All right, Kaylee, that looks fantastic. I don't know, maybe we will be getting an early spring. And one last note, I'd like to wish my oldest son, Tyler, happy birthday today on Friday, January 31st. Happy birthday, Tyler, watching all the way back on the East Coast. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great weekend.
Hey Pahrump, if your loved one is in jail or has a warrant for their arrest, it can be scary. But rest assured, Matt Sadler, your friendly local bail bondsman, is available 24/7 to help. If you need to get them out of jail fast, A-Hope Bail Bonds will find the solution.